Hi, I'm Emily of British Girl Bakes, and I'm going to show you 6 ways to decorate cakes using Ziploc bags. You probably have Ziploc bags in your house already, so for these techniques you won't have to go out and buy any special cake decorating tools. Use Ziploc bags to create perfect stripes on cakes without needing any fancy striped cake combs. Tint 2 bowls of buttercream or whatever frosting you're using and put them into large Ziploc bags. You'll need to cut a hole in one corner of each bag, but it's important that the holes in both bags are the same size. So line them up above each other and cut the same amount off each bag. Rest the first bag down on the cake board and squeeze it to pipe your first stripe around the bottom of the cake, and then alternate bags, working your way up the cake. Try to pipe each stripe the same thickness and let them touch each other so there aren't gaps in between them. When you get close enough to the top to see which colour will end up at the top, pipe and spread that colour over the top and smooth it with an offset spatula, scraping off any frosting that pushes out over the edge of the cake. Pipe stripes up to the top edge of the cake and then use a frosting smoother to scrape around the cake a few times to smooth the frosting. After a few scrapes, touch up any gaps in the frosting by squeezing out some more buttercream into those gaps, and then scrape around a few more times to smooth those areas too. Wipe any frosting off your frosting smoother after each scrape around the cake. Tidy up the top edge of the cake by swiping across with your offset spatula to take any extra frosting off with it. Ta-da! Quick and easy stripes piped with Ziploc bags. Create a stunning drip using just a Ziploc bag. Start by melting cream with 3 times the amount of white chocolate in a bowl in the microwave, and then pour that into a Ziploc bag. It's easiest if you fold the bag over a cup or glass to keep it open. Let the chocolate cool for a few minutes until it comes to room temperature, and then snip a tiny piece off one corner of the Ziploc bag. Squeeze the chocolate around the edge of a cake that's been chilled in the fridge, pausing wherever you want to make a drip to let the chocolate spill over the edge and down the side of the cake. The coldness of the cake will stop the drip before it gets to the bottom of the cake. Squeeze more chocolate onto the top of the cake and spread it with an offset spatula, and to create some texture, hold the tip of the spatula on the outer edge of the cake and spin the cake and slowly pull your hand in towards the middle to create a spiral. Drips are really eye-catching and no one would guess you'd made this one with a Ziploc bag. Use Ziploc bags to incorporate your favourite cookie into your cake. Place a few cookies in a Ziploc bag, seal it, and smash the cookies using a mug or a rolling pin, crushing them as finely as you like. You can use these in a few ways. Firstly, Oreo crumbs are delicious in buttercream. Pour the crumbs into the bowl and stir them just until they're mixed in. If you keep stirring, you'll make grey frosting. Use this as a filling between layers of cake, or frost the outside of the cake with it. For a yummy border, place the cake on a tray and then press the crumbs into the bottom of the frosting. The tray will catch any falling crumbs. Use any leftover frosting in a piping bag with a 1mm tip to pipe swirls of frosting on top of the cake to finish it off. To make gorgeous chocolate toppers, melt chocolate in the microwave at 80% power for 30 seconds at a time so it doesn't seize. Spoon it into a Ziploc bag, seal it, cut off a corner, and then squeeze the chocolate out to draw whatever shape you like onto parchment paper. I like to tape the parchment onto a tray so it doesn't move around. Pipe outlines and fill them in to make full shapes, and then use a toothpick to flatten the chocolate so it's all the same thickness. Pour sprinkles over the top now, while the chocolate is still melted and sticky, and gently push them into the chocolate to attach them. When the chocolate sets, you can lift the shapes up and use them to decorate a cake or cupcakes. To add some detail to the top of a cake, use Ziploc bags filled with frosting with a corner cut off just like for the piped stripes in the first technique. Hold the bag above the cake, slightly in from the outer edge, and squeeze the frosting out and let it bulge out of the bag up to the edge of the cake, and then pull the bag slowly towards the middle of the cake to pull the frosting back with it. Stop squeezing and pull the bag away and continue to pipe like this, side by side, all the way around the cake to make a ring. Pipe another ring inside it, overlapping the outer ring to layer the piping on top. This looks pretty from the top, but also from the side. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you've probably noticed the new fun animations in this video. I took a few classes on Skillshare, one on how to star in your own animated GIF by Gemma Yin, which taught me how to make the snazzy intro. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. Explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. There are classes on lots of different skills you can use in your cake designs, like illustration and painting. Skillshare is designed specifically for learning, so there are no ads, and it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. This video is sponsored by Skillshare, and I partnered with them so that the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the video description will get a free trial of premium membership to explore your creativity. Pipe intricate designs like this fish using Ziploc bags. You'll need a tapered offset spatula or a small palette knife, and a cake with frosting that's set. Sketch an outline of your fish into the frosting using a toothpick, and then fill in the face and fins with frosting from a Ziploc bag, spreading it flat with the edge of your offset spatula. After the face and fins, start piping dots of coloured frosting to create the body of the fish, turning each one into a scale by pressing the tip of your offset spatula into the middle of the dot and then dragging it sideways to pull the frosting away and flatten it at the same time. Wipe your offset spatula clean after each dot to keep the colours separate so that they stay bright. Using Ziploc bags is an easy and convenient way to pipe this colourful fish because if you used piping tips, you'd need several identical small round piping tips, which you probably don't have. But you probably do have a few Ziploc bags in the kitchen. I hope you've seen some ideas you'd like to try. Please tag British Girl Bakes in your photos on Instagram so I can see your creations. Thanks for watching!